will. I have time. Not really, but I'll talk about it. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about it. So I went to Catholic school growing up, and hold on. And Catholic school, I don't know how it is now, but back then they were really strict with like age and where your birthday fell and everything like that. So my birthday's August 5th, and I was either like too old or too young or whatever. I don't really remember, but when I first was I was in pre-K, and then I went to kindergarten, and I remember they like called my parents into like the office, and they were like, she's too young. She needs to be held back. So they held me back in kindergarten because I was too young. And then I was too old. Like I was like a little bit older than the kids I was held back with, because my birthday was in August. You know, I was the youngest one in the class, and then I was the oldest one in the class by a couple months. And then I was still in the same Catholic school up until 3rd grade. And 3rd grade, I failed just science. I remember I failed one science test, and when you fail one subject, you have to retake the whole grade. And so I was held back. And so my mom switched me into a new school, because 3rd grade, people start to notice that, you know, like, we're not stupid. Kindergarten, I could get away with it. But I was held back in 3rd grade, and then I was 2 years older than everyone. And then I didn't really notice it until like 7th grade, because I wasn't the first girl to hit puberty because everyone's different. But I was like, when you're going through puberty, you're kind of like ugly. Like, I'm sorry, but I noticed it. Like, my nose was different. Like, I felt like I was like, people were staring at me, and like I felt like people knew that I was older than them. And I was like bullied in 7th grade and everything, and whatever. And that, like, when you're like growing, when someone says something mean to you, it affects you because you're young and whatever, and you believe them. And then in high school, I wasn't friends with anyone because I hated them for bullying me. And then I got my license 2 years before everyone else did. I was the only, like, they were just getting their permits when I already had my license for a couple months. And I was like, I'm old. I need to get the fuck out of the school. Like, I was done with school. Like, I was over it. It just wasn't for me. I hated that I was older than everyone. And I turned 18 the summer before my junior year of high school, and I dropped myself out. And that was it. And my mom was like, I knew that was coming. And my mom said, either you finish high school online or you get your GED. And I got my GED. And I've been working ever since, so. I was just mentally done with school, like, in 7th grade. I failed at fucking everything after that. School just wasn't for me. It's stupid to say that, but it's just the truth. It just wasn't for me.